Seiko's affordable watches are some of the most beloved in the industry, with many reaching a level of popularity that have spawned nicknames and fandoms that can lead to heated and passionate exchanges in the comment sections all across the internet. But there are some Seiko watches that are overlooked though, and today we're looking at a prime example of some that do it all for around $200 that I don't think enough people talk about. So before we look at these SUR models from Seiko, I have a very exciting announcement as we are going to be offering up a $5,000 watch shopping spree giveaway to one of you that watch the channel. So if you want to participate, here's how this is going to work. Head to the link below in the description to our website to fill out the form. On the form, submit the watches that you would pick if you were the winner from our store. You have to use links from our store and put those in those open fields. And then following your submission, you'll be sent an email to verify your email address. Make sure you do that. It sometimes can take around 15 to 20 or so minutes after you go ahead and submit that form. Each individual is only eligible for one entry, and the giveaway is going to be available to US participants only. The winner will be announced across our social channels in late February 2024, and also will be contacted directly via one of our team members at @teddybaldassarre.com email, as well as contacted by phone. Never respond to any unverified email addresses. Note our domain. Don't respond to any random email. We would never ask you for your bank or credit card information for this giveaway. I know there's people out there and I see scam comments all the time. Do not fall for it. I want to do a giveaway, but I don't want anyone to get hurt by this. So please just use your best judgment. And if it does not come from a verified place from our team, do not trust it. If you want more details, click the link in the description to fill out the form, and good luck to all that participate. So chances are, if you are here, you know Seiko's well-established history that is well over a century old, starting in Japan. Seiko has cemented a reputation for value, dependability, and iconic designs over the course of the latter half of the 1900s. In the last few decades, we've continued to see this evolution of Seiko with models like the SKX, but another collection that I think deserves some appreciation and is necessary to bring up are models like the SUR 033 and 035. These were everyday watches that were commonly found for under $500 for years until they were discontinued. Since then, there have been really little direct answer to these models. And a few years back, Seiko very quietly sneaked in a new collection into its seldom discussed Essentials lineup that in many ways resembles the SURs of years prior, while coming in at an impressive price point of $200. The models, the SUR 525, 527, and 309. Now, taking a closer look at the dial finishing on display here for these different models, we have a selection of different engaging colors. And whether we're talking about the teal blue 525, olive green 527, or the navy blue 309, each dial shade exhibits a metallic sunray finish that looks great, especially considering the price, allowing the colors to change depending on lighting conditions. While it's not exactly the same, the design format here certainly borrows elements from the SUR family. At the outskirts, simple printed linear markings denote the minutes, interrupted at the hour positions by some fantastic indices that feel elevated by way of their details, being neatly polished and faceted with Lumibrite at their outermost points. At the center, a Dauphine-style handset pairs well with the hour markers for an elegant overall presentation, while performing more than reasonably in the illumination department. At 3, we surprisingly get a framed date aperture instead of a simple dial cutout, serving alongside the applied Seiko logo at 12 as the only interruption to the otherwise very clean dial layout. Assisting this watch further in differentiation between the busy crowd of Seikos is the inclusion of a sapphire crystal, a rarely utilized material for Seiko at this under $500 price point, where hard Lex is typically going to commonly be paired with these watches. Now, where the SUR came in with a 38mm case and just under 45mm lug to lug, the newer SUR is ever so slightly larger at 40mm in diameter and a 46.9mm lug to lug. A set of measurements that I could argue might even be more versatile when you consider the many Seiko models, including this one, were smaller than what their case size might indicate. To me, these SUR models present more like a 39mm watch, considering the smaller dial resulting from the real estate being occupied by the bezel and the lug to lug. I would say that the single most noteworthy number coming from this case design is the thickness, which measures in at a remarkable 8.3mm thanks to the caliber inside being quartz, which we can discuss more in a moment. Making that metric even more impressive is the fact that this watch is also rated for 100 meters of water resistance, allowing this piece to really serve up that everyday style and versatility, especially for those that are looking for maybe their first watch or just another watch to add to their collection and not having to spend a ton of money. Now, set between 20mm lugs, the bracelet is adjusted by way of pins, and quite frankly, is usable, but not very good. Though I can look past this more than usual given the price segment we are talking about. Tapering from 20mm to 18mm, the bracelet is secured by way of a stamped proportionally short clasp, offering 2 points of micro adjustment. Moving back to the central case, we have a generally round traditional case shape with vertical brushing on the case top and sides that is then separated by a slender polished bevel. On top, a sloping polished bezel adds to the elegance while exhibiting a bit of a lip to give a sense of depth to the design. Polishing is also utilized between the lugs and on the push-pull 5.5mm crown that is unsigned but easy to grasp and is smooth in operation. Turning the SUR over, we have an almost completely flat screw-down case back engraved with some of the collection's tech specs, protecting the quartz caliber on the inside. It would be fair to say that a good portion of Seiko's legendary status among enthusiasts stems from its attainable and rugged mechanical calibers. But in this price range, quartz becomes a more frequented option. I know many of you don't need to hear this, but quartz calibers do offer a lot of logical benefits that will come compared to mechanical calibers, offering a grab-and-go ease of use and durability, and of course, massively improved accuracy in comparison. So while the 6N52 housed within the SUR series isn't anything that's going to take your breath away, you can trust that it'll be keeping accurate time for a long period without the hassle of winding and setting your watch every time you pick it up. Accuracy for the movement is stated for plus or minus 15 seconds per month, and it has a battery life of approximately 3 years, both of which are pretty much in alignment with the standard for an inexpensive quartz movement. Now, as is often the case for Seiko, and this is speaking to myself as well, they're a brand that so many associate with being that gateway to the world of watch enthusiasm and being a brand that you can come back to time and time again for value-packed choices. In the case of these SURs, these are pieces that are probably overlooked mostly as being quartz-powered watches that have an afterthought of a bracelet, although I'm actually very surprised we don't hear about these watches more than we actually do. Now, part of my weekly and monthly routine is to look around the internet and look at new and old Seiko watches so I can make sure I'm staying in the loop. I know my existence can be sad at times, but this is just something that I do, and I always just feel like it's important for me to know what's out there when it comes to Seiko because it's so fast moving. Now, very rarely do I miss something, even with the ferocious release schedule that comes from the brand. But when it comes to these watches, I have to admit, I don't know why it took me so long to acknowledge them and why many other people haven't acknowledged them for quite some time. Are they going to scratch every itch of the SUR models? Probably not. But for $200 with nice versatile dials, sapphire crystals, thin cases, 100 meters of water resistance, you can't get mad at what is on offer here. In fact, it probably should be applauded as being a potential gateway to the lovely world of Seiko, and in turn, watch enthusiasm entirely. But all right, guys, that's my video looking at these SUR models. These have been in the collection for a little bit of time, but rarely do I see people mention them, and I'd like to see what you think of them. Do you like them? Do you think that they were rightfully neglected by so many of us? Or do you think that they probably deserve some more attention for being this kind of do-it-all watch for $200? Leave some comments down below. Also, definitely check out TeddyBaldassarre.com, full authorized dealer of 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer. Also, how we're able to fund all of our productions here is through selling watches. So if you are in the market for a watch, we'd absolutely love to have your business, especially during the holiday season where I know a lot of people are shopping. Allows us to keep doing what we're doing here, and we love what we do. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.